This is the Bad Reputation Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes on your smartphone or tablet. Featuring the most up-to-date reputation management, social media, and entrepreneurial information on the web. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Todd Collins Official. And now, the host of Bad Reputation, the Reputation Rockstar, Todd Collins. In 3, 2, 1.
All right, so I have to welcome everybody back to the podcast. Normally I talk about social media management, reputation management, entrepreneurship, but today I'm going to talk a little bit about fitness and what I did to lose weight in a quick span of time. And so fast forwarding through kind of the minutia that I had gotten through before because I was on Instagram Live, but I'm still Instagram Live. The 40% rule, a Navy SEAL secret to mental toughness. That is something that I take great pride in. I think it is one of the best ways to get yourself mentally ready. Here's the deal. When you think you are completely out of energy, when you think you cannot lift another weight, when you think that you cannot go another mile on the treadmill, you still have 40% left. So just think about that for a second. And you know you've got 40% left, but you stop anyway. It's the same thing with work. When you are ready to stop working at 5 o'clock and you stop at 5 o'clock, you know you could probably get a little bit more done if you stayed till 5:40. So I'm going to take the 40% and run it into a 40-minute scheme, right? 1% per minute. So that's the way you guys have to look at these things. Your new mindset is not only fitness, but in business as well. So apply this rule to anything you do in relationships, in work, in exercise. You'll become an unstoppable force. Remember that in the first 4 months, you may not see much of a physical exterior change. And that's absolutely true. You might not in the first 4 months see a real physical true change, but you might. But I don't want you to look at that. Understand that your body's going to change on the inside first. Okay. So it's cleansing itself first. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it, man. You're going to spend some time on the toilet. It's just going to happen. So suck it up, deal with it. The exterior changes will happen in the second round of the program. So when I talk about second round of the program, I'm talking about the last 4 months of the 8-month program. Okay. Your body needs the time to reset its metabolism as well as burn the fat that they've stored over the years. So a lot of the times you've got this like massive amount of belly fat. And the fat is everywhere, by the way. It's not just on your stomach, right? Like guys, you kind of like deal with it right here, but the fat is up by your arms. It's in your shoulders. It's in your chin. It's all these different places. And you're going to have to find a way to deal with that. But you're going to start to see in that second half, you're going to start to see those physical changes happen. Many of the trainers will tell you to take rest days. I really technically don't take any rest days. I normally only, if I do, it's like maybe one day. But I don't really see a point in a rest day, especially if you're going to do a majority of it's going to be cardio. So I don't see the point in that. I do cardio every day, but there are some times, man, dude, I'm 39, right? Like my knee hurts. Like I'm going to take a rest day. You're not going to lose track. Just get back on track the next day. But in the first 4 months, I don't recommend it. I don't really truly recommend a rest day. It's something you've got to put yourself in the mindset where you've got to go to the gym every day. It's got to become a habit for you. And if I feel like if you do it for 4 months straight, it becomes a habit. Don't feel guilty if you do miss a day though. That's the one thing I always want to point out. Like you're not going to screw up what you've accomplished in 4 months by missing one day at the gym or by eating one cheeseburger one day. Okay. So it's not going to happen, but you have to continue to stay consistent with what you guys want to do. I promise you won't lose any progress in that time. It's not going to happen. But if you do slip on one day, you just go back to the gym the next day or get back on your meal plan that day. And I'll talk about meal plans in a second. It didn't take one day to gain the weight you want to lose. So you will not gain it back in one day either. You also will not gain it back in one meal. So if there's food that you truly love, then fucking eat the food. However, just get back in the gym the next day and get back to the grind. So eat the food that you like, man. If you like pizza, go eat a slice of pizza, right? The 400 or 500 calories is not going to kill you as long as you're burning that calorie off. The real secret to this is calorie deficit. And that's one of the big things here is like, if you're not operating in calorie deficit, then you're really not truly going to lose weight. If you're burning 500 calories and you're taking in 500 calories, You see what I'm saying? So you're going to burn calories throughout the day just walking around. You're going to burn calories when you sleep, but resetting that metabolism is really going to help kind of start firing your body on all cylinders where you can burn calories better. But if you're putting certain kinds of foods in your body that are going to burn the calories, right? So like if you're eating 500 calories of broccoli and 500 calories of pizza, that's 500 calories that are quite different, right? Okay, so that's something that you have to take into consideration. Sorry, guys. But we've all been there. Like I felt unhealthy, I felt tired, I felt lethargic, and I was just plain disgusted with myself, and I wasn't admitting it. And so we got to make the choice of willpower, and the willpower will lead to the decisions of high self-esteem in life. And if you have high self-esteem in life, then you're going to be confident in all aspects of your life. So you're not going to just be confident in yourself when you look at yourself. You're going to be confident in the decisions that you make. You're going to be confident when you walk into a room for a meeting. You're going to be confident at work. You're going to be confident with your spouse. You're going to feel better about yourself. And when you feel better about yourself, you're going to make better decisions. Sometimes I just get messages that just come out of the way. It's just kind of funny. So I get it. You're on the beach. You're in a swimsuit. And this is kind of how I felt. I remember going on the beach. I remember being in a swimsuit and the shorts fitting tight, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, like why, what am I doing here? And I remember I would be like sucking my stomach in and like puffing out my chest and all these types of things. And I wasn't happy, right? And you weren't happy either, because I know you've done that. If you're a guy, if you're a girl, I don't know if you're a girl, how you feel, but I'm sure you have those same feelings. So especially because your bathing suits are a little bit different than ours, So I remember feeling that way, and you almost like you're faking the definition that you want. And that's the last thing that I want. So a lot of people don't talk about them being unconfident and self-conscious about their body. I'm going to talk about it because I feel like you guys are going through it, but maybe you don't want to talk about it. So understand that everybody feels that way. When you walk into a room of 10 people, every single person in that room is self-conscious. I'm still self-conscious, but you have to get up and you have to do something to change that, to help yourself feel better about yourself. So once you guys do that, you're going to start to see a change mentally as well as physically. So how did it happen? How did you let yourself get this far out of control? Does your partner think you're still attractive? Do other people find you attractive? And these are the things that start going through your mind. And as we start to hear about these, suicides of, unfortunate people like Robin Williams and Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade and all these, you're just like wondering, people aren't talking. They're not talking about what's bothering them, and they really need to. They can't leave it inside because it's just going to eat away at you. So even at the gym, you may say that other people are watching you, right? Well, I got newsflash for you. They ain't watching you, all right? Nobody at the gym is watching you, because here's the deal. They're watching themselves, and they're almost thinking the exact same thing that you're thinking. Is somebody watching me? So that's the one thing I want you guys to take into consideration and understand, is that when you're at the gym, honestly, most people are not watching you. Most people, if they do see you, they're just seeing if you're looking at them. So that's really what it is. So when you go into a gym, feel confident, understand that everybody is thinking the exact same thing. Everybody is self-conscious. Everybody has that self-esteem issue while they're in the gym, especially around this time of the year where people are trying to get back into the gym before summer so they can go to the beach and they can feel good about themselves. Guys, we should have been working on this way before June. Okay. This is something that you want to do all the way throughout the year. Like I said, no one's watching you. They're saying the same thing in their mind. You're saying the same thing to yourself. Don't worry about it. No one's watching. So I want to point out, this is something you really need to want to do. This is not a get thick or get thin quick scheme. It's not a magic pill. It's hard fucking work. It will take a lot of sweat. It will take a lot of pain. It will take a lot of frustration. You will deal with a lot of frustration. But I promise at the end of the 8 months, you're going to be a lot stronger. You're going to be a lot faster. You're going to be healthier, and you're going to be smarter than you were before. Your brain is going to work differently than it was before. Look, I don't drink, right? And so a lot of people will say like, well, why don't you drink? Well, I just want to be mentally sharper than you, right? So when you're drinking on Saturday, you're not getting things done. Really, you might be socializing, but you're not getting things done. You're only damaging yourself. You're damaging yourself from a physical standpoint. You're damaging yourself from a mental standpoint. I don't see the point in it. But I'm also not going to sit here and tell you not to drink, because that's your opinion. That's going to be your choice. You're going to make that decision whether or not you're going to do that. And if you've got control over it, great. It's just something that I don't choose to do. I choose to be in mental clarity the entire time. And you're going to ask yourself, like, dude, did you just say that I'm going to be smarter? And I said, yeah. The healthier the body is, the more rest you get, the sharper your mind's going to be. So like, put the drink down, take a nap. Like, that's what I would recommend, right? Because your body's going to start fixing itself while it sleeps. Many people that are currently in this program, they've decided to stop drinking alcohol altogether. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm just saying that if you want the results quicker and faster, stopping drinking is the best way to do it. Put in 0-calorie drinks into your body. If you like coffee, drink coffee. I don't care if you put creamer in it. It's not going to hurt you. But water, coffee, and then I use a liquid called Bang. You can get that at GNC. You can pretty much get it anywhere now. But it's a 0-calorie, zero caffeine. The drink's amazing. It's great for pre-workout, and it's great for in the mornings if you want to replace it with coffee. So your exercise becomes your new drug of choice. Okay, so put the joint down, put the bottle of alcohol down, and go to the gym. That's what you should be doing. Pushing your body further than it ever has gone before is the Navy SEAL rule, is something that plays throughout my head in workouts daily. So I want to make sure that you understand that 40% rule, it truly is real. Your body is capable of amazing things. And when you think that you are done, you're not done. You do still have that 40% left. I promise you, because I've pushed myself to find out if it's really true, and it does work. So my daily plan, this is where we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of it. No pun intended. My daily plan is pretty simple. It's more about holding yourself accountable, okay? And doing even when you don't want to. So alcohol especially is a high calorie liquid. So you have to really want this to work and speed the effect up operating in that calorie deficit for at least 6 to 7 months. And that's key. So if you continue to drink, just know that it's going to inhibit the speed of the goal. All right. That's just one of those things. If you continue to put high calorie foods into your diet, that's going to inhibit the speed of the goal. So no calorie, and I mean 0-calorie drinks are the only liquids to go in your body. Example, water, coconut water, Bang, which is a creatine drink with BCAAs, coffee, whatever. But this right here, this is your magic. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, too much water is bad for you. Yeah, I get that. But like, you're never going to drink so much water that you're going to kill yourself. It's just not going to happen. So put the time in, drink water. I drink at least 6 of these a day. Okay. Keep myself hydrated. When I wake up in the morning, I'm going to feel a lot better. Daily regimen. This is where it gets into some interesting stuff. Daily regimen is I don't eat breakfast. I just don't. It's just not something I do. I actually don't even eat lunch. I don't do that either. Dinner is at the same time before 8 p.m. I'm not saying that you can't eat after 8 p.m. because I eat after 8 p.m. every day. So that myth of eating after 8 p.m., that's complete bullshit. I don't believe that it's true, because I do it every day, and I can stay stably at the exact same weight because I'm going to the gym every day and I'm exercising every day. But I don't do breakfast. I don't do lunch. If you have to do that, then you guys know what to eat. You know what's healthy. Okay. Don't eat a lot. Just put enough food in your body to energize yourself, to get yourself throughout the day. Remember, this is only for the first 4 months anyway. So the no breakfast, no lunch thing is only for the first 4 months. So this is going to be the hard part. Your body may say it needs to eat, but guess what? It doesn't have to eat, okay? Trust me, it doesn't. In this period, your body will be living on the excess fat that it's stored in your body, and it will be burning it off, okay? So you are not going to die if you don't eat lunch and if you don't eat breakfast. I promise you, because you're going to eat throughout the day. And even fasting is not going to kill you either. So you have to make sure that you're doing that too. And this is kind of what this is. It's kind of like intermittent fasting. So the daily regimen after the 5 to 8 month period is still no breakfast. Again, I'm just telling you what worked for me. I still don't eat breakfast. I do a midday snack. An example would be pistachios, almonds, strawberries, watermelon, low-calorie fruits, or high-protein nuts with good fat content, because you still want to get some of those fats, but you can get those from like nuts, like those proteins, like pistachios and almonds and things of that nature. Dinner is bi-daily, which means for the 5 to 8 month span, you'll be fasting for 24 hours. You don't have to fast for the 24 hours. You could do that for a 12-hour span. You could do it for a 16-hour span, and understand that if you do the math, it's not that bad because you're sleeping for 8 hours of that. So this is the time when you're going to be losing the most weight and seeing the most results after the 5 to 8 month plan is up. You'll be reset, and then you can move to like the 16-hour fast or even the 12-hour fast. That's completely up to you, but you're going to know by the 5 to 8 month span, that's when you're going to kind of know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Okay. So your diet's very simple: high protein, lean meats. I don't do carbs, but I'm not saying there's going to be times where I'll pick up something that might have some carbs in it. It's not a big deal. it's not, not keto. You don't have to no carb it. If you want to eat pasta, just don't eat a ton of pasta. So again, it's going to be all portioned out. You just don't want to overeat. Any vegetables, I avoid starches like potatoes and things like that. So what I do is I kind of replace it with like cauliflower, and some different vegetables. Cottage cheese, love cottage cheese. So I've really kind of replaced my baked potato love with cottage cheese, or vegetable medleys, anything like that. I stayed this path for 8 months and lost just upwards to 82 pounds. So I stick to the 12-hour intermittent fast now. My body likes that. That's where I stick around, is that 12-hour intermittent fasting. I do eat past 8 p.m. And it doesn't affect my weight. It hasn't affected my weight. So, and I test these things out to see if they work for me, because my assumption would be hopefully they work for you, but I don't know. You may not get the same results. Workouts or cardio is every day, 3 to 4 miles I do on the treadmill. If you want to run outside, that's totally fine too. You don't necessarily have to be on a treadmill. You can run outside if you want to, if that's you. I don't like running outside. I like running on a treadmill. I like seeing the calorie burn. I like seeing the amount of distance that I'm running. And I kind of suffer from like sinus allergies. So being that I do that, it just bothers me. I don't feel like I breathe as well. So is what it is. Numeric rate. I'm going to break that down, the speed on the treadmill. So for from 0 to 20, I'm going to run at a 3.5 mile per hour rate. From 20 to 90, I'm going to run at a 7 mile per hour rate. I've actually gone up to 7.3. That's where I'm operating now. From the first mile to the mile 1.20, I'm bringing it down. So I'm moving my heart rate up and down to a 4.1 mile per hour rate. And then from 1.21 to 1.90, I'm back up to a 7 or 7.3 mile per rate. And so on and so forth. And then I usually get that out to 3 to 4 miles. Okay. So don't start yourself off easy. I don't expect you to jump on the treadmill and do 3-4 miles. I don't expect that, but heart rate up, heart rate down, heart rate up, heart rate down, and maybe try to push yourself to around 2 miles to start off for maybe the first couple months. Abdominal muscle fitness is something that I put a lot of work into. So literally, I will sit there and I will do the sit-ups in the leg lifts. I like sit-ups, not so much. It really did. I didn't really see much work from there. But so what I do is I'll actually get on the sitting. It's almost like a chair, and you're kind of like lifting your legs up like halfway. I do that, and then I also bring my legs up like I'm doing leg crunches. I do that. I usually do 3 reps at 20, so 60, right? And then also the ab machine where it kind of like turns from left to right. I do that same thing, 3 sets of 20. And I do that every single day. So I do abs every day. Chest, arms, legs, everything else like that. I do every other day. In the very beginning, I did it every day, but I did realize that taking that break from a weightlifting standpoint, it actually helped my muscles grow faster when I did it that way. So I skip a day now is what I do. Anyway, I operate between like 120, 140 pounds. I don't lift heavy weights. I do like a lower weight, like 120, 140 at like a rep of like 10, 15, 20. That's kind of how I do it. As far as like cycling, I used to use the powdered creatine. I no longer use that. I actually use the Bang now, the drink, which has the creatine in it. So I am a proponent of creatine. I think creatine's great. If you do your true research on it, you can find that creatine actually, the harm factor is really not there. It's actually a great product to use. So for the first 4 times a day, I do 1 in the morning, 1 at lunch, 1 before workout, and 1 at night. Now that is, if you're going to do a creatine cycle, that's the way I did it. Again, you're gonna have to make that choice. If it makes you feel weird, don't do it. It's not gonna, it's not gonna change, how things do it that quick. So creatine is something you should keep in your supplement and diet once, twice a day, as long as you want. The Bang drink, like I said, works great for me. It's perfect. It tastes great. It has 0 calories. It's perfect as a pre-workout. I recommend drinking 30 minutes before you work out. That's when I recommend drinking it like a pre-workout. But I also drink 1 in the morning instead of coffee sometimes to kick me into gear. So 2 of these a day has replaced my powdered creatine intake. Guys, if you have any questions or anything like that, I can actually send you over a printed version of the plan. I'm giving it away for free. I'm not charging money for it or anything like that. I just want to see people, hopefully it helps other people feel better about themselves. So it's not something I'm charging for. I'm giving away for free. All I have to do is email me at tcollins@platinumreputations.com. If you send that over, you can, I'll send it back to you in a PDF format, and you can open it up. And if you decide that you want to move forward with it, then I'll actually invite you into, and then we become friends on Facebook. Just look me up, and then I'll actually invite you into our private group. It's like a Facebook support group. And we kind of like all just document from in there, like what we complete each day, how we're doing, how we're feeling, things of that nature. So it's a really, really fun way to do it. And it's cool. It's better when you have a support staff there. The support team, majority of those guys are health and fitness instructors, CrossFit instructors, weightlifters. It's just a great mix of guys, and they all want to see other people succeed. So that's why I created that group. These guys, nobody makes any money from this. It's just a support and help. So if you guys enjoy what you heard, again, send me an email, tcollins@platinumreputations.com. I'll send you over a PDF file of the program, and give it a try. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. And I will see you on, I think Tuesday is when we're having our next podcast. I'm having my 2 interns, 20-year-old interns on, to talk to them about social media, where they spend their time, how they do things. And it should be pretty interesting. Guys, have an awesome weekend. See ya.
This has been a Todd Collins official production in conjunction with Platinum Reputations. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Todd Collins Official, or visit us at www.toddcollinsofficial.com. Want to be on the show or become a sponsor? Message us on Facebook and tell us why.